I'm Justin McRoberts, and you are listening to the Title Pending audio series, a collection of readings focused on moments in my own creative history that I hope shed an inspired light on yours. Chapter 11. If you're going to say it, then say it. Just as I was about to track vocals for my second full-length album, I was challenged by label mates to reconsider a set of lyrics. The song in question was a call to unity among members of my religious tribe. I was, and generally still am, confounded by the numbers of things my church family seems to be split over. The song's lyrics pointed at several of those social and political tensions, and I was warned that by directly addressing hot-button topics, I would likely alienate potential listeners. I was told that I was free to do so, but I needed to know that it would probably mean lowering my sales ceiling. The verse in question, as it appears on the finished album, reads, "If I sit down with the wrong man and don't cast my vote Republican, what will my brother think of me?" But that's not what I had originally written down. Originally, the verse read, "If I sit down with a gay man and don't cast my vote Republican, what will my brother think of me?" You see, I dodged a chance to step into the vital cultural conversation because I didn't want to see my sales ceiling lowered. And then, for the next several years, I watched as the LGBTQ community, wherein I have many beloved sisters and brothers, and the Christian community, at least in its mainstream forms, fumbled and mishandled opportunities for dialogue, often exchanging conversation for argumentation and insult. I'd intended to add my voice to the mix and build whatever bridges I could, but I folded under the threat of pressure that might come from potential public relation problems, potentially resulting in a potential loss of potential sales. Let me be clear, nobody asked me to compromise, and I wasn't pressured into pulling the lyric. I did so of my own volition. The prospect of potential sales simply outweighed the hope of potential social impact, at least in my mind. I deeply cared about the subject and the people involved. But until presented with an alternate article of value, I didn't know that I had the propensity to value something more. Apparently, at that time, I primarily valued record sales. Oddly, I believe now that compromising the way I did actually cheapened my work, making it less valuable. I swore I'd never do something like that again. Ever. I don't believe at all that every piece of art needs to make some kind of statement. But in the event that part of what you want to do with your work is say something you think is worth saying, then say it entirely. Write it all the way out. Sing it as loudly as you can. Paint it as broadly as your arms will allow. And if you do it with both excellence and courage, I guarantee there's an audience willing to receive, engage, and consider your idea or your critique, even if they disagree. Give your readers, viewers, or listeners the credit they deserve. They are whole persons whose lives are as nuanced and as conflicted as yours. They can handle you being human and having human passions. In fact, they may need you to help them give voice and shape to theirs. Art creates connection between people. That's one of its wonderful benefits. What you make might create connections between people in spaces where those connections are hard to come by. And if it does, that's a thing of far greater value than sales. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Title Pending audio series. If you've enjoyed listening and you'd like to take another step or two in the direction of your own creative process, navigate your way to yourcreativeprocess.info. And there you'll find an online course I've designed for you.